Hello and welcome to this week's episode of So Fired. I'm Chelsea Toronto.
I'm Dr. Lindsay Rigier. And here we are. We literally have been giggling for 35 minutes, I think. It won't stop. So, like,
Can't stop. Won't stop.
can't stop, won't stop. Get down, baby, get down. Okay.
Anyway, what was your so far?
Okay, so at my office, I've been in my office for almost 5 years.
Yes.
And the entire time I've been there, this one wall, the electrical outlets were not working.
Oh no, what's this?
Yeah, so I was like, so I got this new desk and I've rearranged the office.
Yeah, we literally only have.
Whoa.
We literally only have one outlet there.
Yeah, only one outlet there. So I rearranged the desk and I went to Home Depot yesterday and I ran a very long extension cord. I wrapped it in like those plastic cord things to make it look nice. And I ran it all the way to the desk from an outlet that worked. And then I get to work today and Abby was like, yeah, so all you have to do is flip the breaker and the outlets work on that wall.
Abby. You know what? How the fuck would you have known that?
I know.
You know what? That's not fair.
I know. So I'm like, wow, I went almost 5 years thinking that the outlets just didn't work.
I've been there, how many years? Oh,
Yeah.
It was like 5.5.
Yeah.
6.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Even the previous owner
Uh-huh.
didn't know.
Uh-huh.
So that's not unreasonable. Why would she even think to do that?
I don't know. Her Spidey skills
My
sensed up. So, like, now we have working outlets on an entire
Do
wall.
you still need that thing to run it?
I don't know. She sent me a video about what I should do because I didn't know what to do. So I'll have to look at it later. But I don't think I need it.
That's fantastic.
I know, right?
Wow.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, it is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my so fired for the week is never doubt yourself. Because, you know, the summer months I wear that orange color.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of this, but better.
Yep.
Rocking them, da-da-da-da. And then it was like fall season, so I have to change up. And so I went brown and I was like, no, it's okay. I got this. Like, you're evolving.
You're an evolving human. You're evolving with the seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the whole time I hated it.
I know. And then I was like, why are your nails so janky?
Well, then someone who I admire, right, there was that.
Yep.
And then there was someone I admire very much on her style sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I always have. So she said something. I usually she's never said anything, but she texted and said, hey, what was the nail color you wore this summer? And I was like,
Oh.
so I was like, I don't remember 90. This is 91. No, it's a different one. Anyway, so I texted her and she's like, oh my God, thanks. I've been waiting like 6 months to get this color. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my color back too.
That's right.
So I shouldn't have doubted myself.
Do not doubt yourself. You are
Except when now.
You are a neon nail queen. I am like neutrals, darks.
I didn't think I would be that old lady with like neons and like one sparkly and like go.
With the party nail.
Yeah. Ew. Anyway, or like each one has a different. Anyway, so
you're back.
Well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Never doubt yourself.
Yep. So what are you talking about this week?
This week we were thinking about, we changed the title. So it went from how do you perform when tested to what you thought it would be like versus what it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram versus reality.
There's that. Or parenthood. Some people say it's not as fun as they thought it would be.
Yeah, I hear that. No one really wants to admit that, but
No one. And do you know the few people that are like, wait, what do they say? I wish I never had kids. They whisper it.
They do whisper it.
And they're like,
yeah,
I shouldn't be saying that. I'm like, it's okay.
Or yesterday I was at Austin's work party and I overheard someone talking about their dogs and they're like, yeah, my dog, I had her for a year or two and I decided, he needs a friend. That was a bad idea. Like, you think it's going to be a good one to have 2 dogs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he regretted the second dog. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
That is such a drag.
I know.
Oh,
your 2 are perfect because they came together.
Yes, they are. And they're litter mates.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's a terrible feeling. Anyway, so that's an example of it.
Yeah.
Do you have an example?
Well, when we were talking about this earlier in the week, I was thinking about when I was like starting up my practice.
Yeah.
Pre-practice and now post starting the practice.
Yeah.
So pre-practice, I was like, okay, I'm gonna open up a business. It's gonna be so easy. I just do my thing. People come to see me, and I was getting all this resistance from everyone around me. Like, do you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I got it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And my classmates were like, what are you doing? You weren't even going to open up a business like a month ago. I'm like, yeah, well, now it's this month, so I'm gonna do it. And I mean, honestly, just out of spite, I will do it just to prove someone wrong. But it's much harder than you think. I definitely have learned that you can't just like wish something to existence. There is a word to put in. So, and I just have to learn everything the hard way. Like, I wish I didn't have to learn from experience, but that's literally the only way.
I feel like that's applicable to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So that might just be a human thing.
Yeah, that might just be a human thing. I mean, but some people can just maybe take a more logical stance to it. Like, oh, this is the plan and this is what's going to happen.
I bet Lauren.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I bet Lauren does.
Yeah. But I am more of like, okay, I want to create something and we're going to like do this, this, and this. And then we'll see how it goes after that. So I always have like a big vision in mind. It's just like the in-between of like from the start to the finish.
Right.
What happens in that time.
What are you going to do about this?
About what?
This podcast. Why is this different?
I think because it's creative every single week and it's different every single week, because in my chiropractic practice, it's pretty much the same most days. Right. But with this, I feel like there's more room for expansion and so many different channels and ways to
like just something you like.
Yeah. And like, I'm like, ooh, we can have swag. Or like, oh, we have a Patreon channel. Like, oh, we can do an event. And like, yeah.
Okay. So all the things you did like about the chiropractic business.
Yes. And like with the chiropractic business, I love it because I get to like make my own rules and do my own thing and treat people how I want to treat them. So it's nice to not be under like someone's supervision all the time and have someone being like, no, you can't do it that way. You can't do it that way. So I think also with the podcast, we just get a lot of creative freedom.
We do. And I can't believe you didn't say this.
What?
It gives us an opportunity to hang out together.
Well, obviously.
You did not say it. You didn't even say it.
Wasn't that just implied?
No, I'm the generator that needs the fucking manifester to confess their love. Profess your love right now on air. Do it. Tell people how much you love me.
I love you so much, and I'm so happy I get to spend every single Wednesday and Friday with you, and maybe even days in between and the weekends, and like my soul is just shattered. I make you tiny houses. I make you tiny houses. That's
pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the way to my heart.
So if that doesn't say that I love you, I don't know what does. Like tiny houses. That is the only thing I have to say from now on.
That's like 80 hours.
Yeah.
I know.
Uh-huh.
And you're like,
tiny houses.
No, actually, I have no doubt, but I just wanted to hear a manifester because off air we were talking about our human designs.
Yes, and Chelsea's a generator, and I'm a manifester.
Needy.
And I'm like, what? Like, what do you need? What do you want from me?
Use your words.
Yeah. But we work together well. I guess, like, actually, you know what?
What?
When we started the podcast, that's like, I didn't know what it was going to turn out to be.
I didn't either. I had zero idea. Like none. I just was, and I was scared. I was so nervous.
Yeah, and remember when we tried to do it at first on our own, and we were recording at my office? This is pre-Jessie. When we tried to record
an episode. Was that?
That was like...
No.
Yes, like one time. Maybe like a year before that. We were like, oh, we should start a podcast. And we were sitting in my office, like chit-chatting, and we're like, oh, we should record. And there was like this app that you could use. And then we turned it on, we're like, we have nothing to say. It was so awkward. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
But Jessie's been with us since
the beginning.
The absolute beginning.
Yes.
We were never going to be able to do it without her.
Yeah, I know. What were we thinking?
Well, we didn't know. But... So I was this is not my take. Well, this is not what I was going to say about, but this is also a very good example of anticipation versus participation.
Yeah.
Which is not the way I want to use that quote, even though my favorite. I only like it when it's like Christmas Eve is better than Christmas Day because then it's all over and you're disappointed. Like leading up to a wedding.
Yeah.
It's better than
I'm like, I don't know. I really like being married, so
okay, again.
For those of you who don't like being married.
The wedding part. Right? Like, yeah. Because then it's over.
Yeah, it just like flies by.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
That's not a good example for everybody, but whatever. Yeah, it was terrifying. Remember, I was at my desk with my phone?
Yeah.
That first episode, even recording things?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
I was nervous.
I was nervous because we were doing the more coaching route. I'm like, I don't want to say anything stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say anything that's really bad advice. I don't want to say anything that people are going to be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
So I think I anticipated that it was going to be so easy and I would just be like the wise Buddha that I am. And like,
right.
And I was not. So that was like challenging.
That shift, because it really was going to be the Dr. Lindsay Chelsea show.
Yeah.
It was going to be like Dr. Lindsay and Chelsea. Like underneath.
Yeah. I don't know. I think.
But even though you were really nice about courting me and formally inviting me, it was like a formal date.
Yes, I invited you.
Then it was like, well, now it might just be me as the doctor and then you as like laugh track.
As the like co-host. Or like, I don't know when that shifted. I think it was.
Okay. So anyway, we started like that and it was, that was the dynamic we agreed on for a minute. And then it shifted and then then we had themes and then what happened?
And then
I shifted.
Then you shifted, and then like because we were both coming up with content ideas, and then I stopped because Chelsea's like, no, I don't like that. I was like, wow, I was not anticipating that one. So
I know the first time I was like, I didn't really think twice about it. It just came out of my mouth.
I was like, okay, fine, I will not be shouting me up with any ideas at all. That's all you.
I like it though.
Yeah,
it
works.
Really do.
Yeah. And then I think then there was almost like a balance shift, like, oh, maybe it's more like Chelsea and then like sidekick Lindsay. And I was like, oh, well, that's like different than what I thought it was going to be. But then I think it's like shifted out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even Steven. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good point, is to remember that like
what
the reality is a little more fluid than like get to podcast, report, record said podcast and then be professional.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of life in between all that shit.
There is so much. Because I guess like I just figured, oh, like we're friends, like it'll work out and it'll be so easy. But there's definitely there's like business time and then the friend time.
Right.
And there's like a balance.
We get a lot of the friend time in beforehand. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, the class is about to start and now you're like laughing harder than.
Yeah. Could not get it together earlier.
It was so great. And then on air, we are still friends, but sometimes we just have to speak with like a thesis, sentence, and then a body, and a body, and then a conclusion.
Yeah.
Back to the thesis statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, when I was asking someone else about like, well, what do you do when things don't turn out quite the way
you
want them to? They're like, you know what? You just have to move through the fear.
I say that's horseshit.
And I was like, hell yeah, that's something I would say. So there's more than one person like me out in this world.
That Facebook group will help all of you manifestors. I don't know what the problem is.
We're a small group in the world.
Oh, we're only 1%.
We're only like 9%.
Oh my God. Generators are everywhere. Like garbage truck.
But I think she makes a good point about.
I don't think she makes a great point. No, I do think she makes a good point. However, I feel like that is out of touch. Like, let's say someone dies and you're really torn up about it and you're scared and all the things. Just move through that fear.
Okay, well, that is like.
That's what I was thinking.
I didn't take it to death. I was like, Jesus.
Oh,
I was like,
do you want to amend?
I was like, maybe like career, like relationships, or like, I don't know, your dog is sick, like no.
No, even just lean into the fear. Your dog is sick. Fuck that. That's like legit fear.
That is legit fear. Okay, I guess maybe I was thinking not life or death situations, or just like living situations.
That's always how I like. I ruin the game when I say death.
Like, we're not a death podcast, so
keep it together. What were you just saying?
I was saying that using.
Okay, or no, but before that.
Oh, moving through the fear.
Yeah, moving through the fear. Okay. How about, I'm going to start telling some of my thoughts on this subject to give to this answer. So I have manifested my dream of this opportunity and to do something like, and to do the actions that I envision. So, and I am there. And at first I was like, oh, and then a couple days later I was like, this is exactly
your dream situation scenario.
So it was just like opportunity for a future, and I was like, whoa. And I never really thought about it after, like, what that looks like, because I can't get past even the thought of it. Here's what I'm saying. I am surprised. I thought, okay, if I just get where I'm trying to get, then it'll be easy street. Similar to what you're saying about the practice. I got there and I am having a hard time because, like the nail thing, I'm doubting myself and I'm freaking the fuck out. So what you said, fear, I think by embracing it, what I did do was come and say, hey, I am dead ass serious here. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me? So maybe so the fear for me was admitting it out loud and like trying to get you to like hear me, that I'm like, I'm over my skis, I'm over my tips here. Yeah. Right. And you were like, oh, you said it like 3 times. You do that a couple times. You did that with the Instagram thing. Remember previous episodes when I was like, I don't know how to do that.
I really didn't think that you were serious. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're just joking that you don't know what to do. And then she said something. I was like, wow, you like don't.
Right. And I love it when you get that and you're like, you can see it literally shifts in your mind. It like clicks. And I'm like, your mouth kind of drops open and you're like, I'm like, it's like when you sleep and your mouth you're like, slack jaw and your head goes back. And it's always like, aren't you gonna choke?
My slack jaw disbelief of like, how have you made it this far in life without knowing these things?
No, I get that. I get why. But I'm just saying, like, it's really fun to watch that click into like, oh my God. And it's really, I enjoy that. It's only happened like a handful of times, but it's very rewarding to watch. Okay, so that was my way of acknowledging I have fear, and I actually is like coming. This was the most, I don't remember which point I was going to go with. So no.
So you manifested this dream opportunity. And then you get there and you're like, this isn't quite what I wanted.
No, it was.
You didn't really like think about
what
happens
after. I didn't
after.
want it. It's like, oh shit, I didn't anticipate like this. This like headspace where I'm at and like the questioning and like tightness of chest. Okay, so I was thinking about it when I was walking the other day. This is like particles spinning around. Okay.
Around your head.
Yeah. So you guys are going to have to watch the YouTube because like I can't use words. Like I have to use my hands.
Use your words. Use your words.
So if I have my hands by my head, it's like buzzing little like particles and atoms like in space. Like, okay. And then in my chest, it's very tight here and it's kind of tight in the back, but it also feels like somebody drilled a big hole.
Ooh. Okay. This is what happens when the doubt comes in?
Yeah, I'm having kind of a prolonged panic attack.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And then it's very tight, like right here. Where's this? My solar plexus?
Yeah.
It's like very tight.
Yeah.
So, and I am just having like paranoid thoughts. So
that's beyond my pay grade. To know about that.
As a manifester, I don't really choose to work with feelings. I thought we had established that.
You use your words about facts, and someone else deals with the feelings.
Okay, so that's where I'm living right now. So it's not just, I'm not doubting myself, actually. I have come, what I was going to say a moment ago was that where if everything I'm doing now is essentially like a video game and each level is a new like level to this like these opportunities or this like next life, all the skill sets that I've learned up to this point, this is what I feel like is a really great test to see like, did you really master all the shit that comes out of your mouth every week? Or are you just full of shit? I'm sorry, I don't know. And so I'm like, okay, this is it. And I'm panicking that like I don't have my shit together. And all I know, the predominant feelings that have come back is stuff from childhood. And I am Josie Grossi all fucking again, despite the fact that when it's not this, I'm like my cool fucking self.
Yeah.
And I like myself these days.
Yeah.
I really like myself. I like everything that's going on. Do I wish some things were different? Certainly. But I would say who I am is I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. and then you get triggered and
then I'm like,
and then you forget how to speak, who you are,
or
what to do.
Eager, an attachment disorder. Like eagerly attached. So all of those contributing childhood things are tripping me up. And so now I'm more focused on like a 200 vibrational level than where I'm like usually at an 800.
Yeah.
Just like my credit score. So that's where my conflict and then I'm starting to, I'm hating myself because I'm like, oh, I'm not really this person anymore. Why am I acting like it? And so I'm able to kind of high level bird's eye view, see where the two are conflicting.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just like, no. But like, so now I'm able to see it and I'm really disappointed.
Yeah. This sounds like when I go see my parents and I'm like, and I'm like my nice, like new normal self all the time. And then I see them and I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, why do you drag me down to this
why
low vibration?
I'm still conditioned to be that person. Under these circumstances.
Yeah.
I think that might be the answer, but when will I not be is the question, right? It's not like, why do I do this? I get why I do it.
Right.
What will it take for this no longer to be the thing? Like, do I have to just sit there and like think this
I guess
through?
I guess like when because like you know it's happening in the moment.
So this is the question.
Yeah.
What do you do when your fear looks like this? What would you do? Okay, what would you do for me? Don't do you. Because you're going to be like, I'm going to push through that fear and I'll be fine. You actually wouldn't have any of these problems. But as a generator who's slightly a little torn.
Well, I mean, I think you have the self-awareness to
do.
like almost remove yourself from the situation and like, look at it from above when it's happening. So if you can almost be like out of body experience and like tell yourself like, hey, whisper to yourself in your ear again, like, okay, remember, like we don't do that anymore because we're not Josie Grossi.
Okay, it wasn't working when I did that.
No.
Usually
that's
okay, that helped a little bit, but also frantic journaling. Frantic. So let's say you receive like, and then you like count to 10, go to the journal page and actually like this motion will help feel
like you are
and then so then it's forcing you to like think other things and then think this through, think what you sometimes you have to like physically like maybe you have to go and like stretch your legs or like
like go through the motion of what you kind of want to do, but like that you know you should not be doing.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but
like you're journaling out, you're writing out things.
No, what I'm doing is what I've done is just like narrate what is exactly happening.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, and like think this through because sometimes the act of journaling also feels like when you're episode creating. So I get a little more creative when I do like outline notes and stuff. You know, one of the benefits of me becoming a podcaster is my ability to speak in public.
Oh.
I like how I sound and I like the way in which I speak. I'm like, for example.
And another thing.
I have to stop snorting. It's really not great, but it was so funny. And another thing. I want to tell you about this.
Well, it sounds like you have somewhat of a system worked out with frantic journaling.
But the feelings aren't gone. And no, frantic journaling is not really doing it.
Okay.
Because then my actions, I am terrified of this space, period.
Right.
Just this whole thing. And so I come to you not so much as like, look, but more like, what do you think? Like, I am screen. So it's just like, I'm, like so by having someone to bounce it off of who is willing to shepherd you.
Yes.
That's literally what's happening. So yeah, I'm just like not comfortable.
Yeah. Maybe that's what you need is a shepherd.
Well, you're shepherding.
I'm shepherding you.
You are. You're really good. And I trust that because I want a manifester's approach to this.
Yeah.
I wish I could just give you my phone.
Yeah.
And then you could search the opportunities and like, yeah, we would. Yeah.
So I guess maybe the solution when you get into these scenarios, or like for someone else who gets into these scenarios, you almost need someone who is a little bit opposite of you.
Well, I know. That's like I said. Do I have to walk over?
You might have to.
Or
no, just screenshot.
It seems to be working thus far. And don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't
step away.
Don't
step
do
away from
that's
the phone.
What yeah, like don't have alerts.
Yeah. You should live your life without alerts on your phone.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like watching TikTok on silent.
I love it.
Silent. Watching TikTok silent.
Because you know why?
On silent.
I'm not on anyone else's schedule. I'm like on my own schedule.
But I am like this.
Well, you'll get used to not doing that. She's like checking your phone all times. Is there a text now? Now. What it's like. No, because when you
for non-YouTubers, I'm just flipping it in my hand.
Oh man, no, the camera's on. Okay, because like when you turn off your notifications and you can like put your phone down and just like be not waiting on someone.
I became this person.
Yeah, like
I'm not
waiting on anyone to text me or call me or anything. Like,
how do you get my messages?
Because I'll just like look at my phone and I'm like, oh,
you look at my phone within minutes of me calling.
Sometimes,
yes.
Or like if I'm posting on Instagram, like, and I just want to do like business things, it's really nice because then no one's like texting me or calling me while I'm doing it.
Okay, how many people do you think text me?
Me,
yeah,
a few more.
Not really. Oh, I sounded not that many. Not that many. Like a solid. I don't know. 3 people. A lot of spam.
Yeah, I mean, I don't text that many people. I guess that's why.
And like, see, it's just like now I'm like torn up. But it's okay. So, how many people did text me yesterday?
I mean, if you can, you have a lot of text messages.
2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 people.
Okay. If you can let go of the urge to like be on call for everyone else, then I think that would win like most of the battle. And I mean, I get it when you're like making plans with people, you want to be available to like respond and everything, but
we're usually not doing shit.
Yeah, we're usually not doing shit. Like in everyday life and at work, like I never answer my phone or anything.
It's not like signings where I had to be on call.
Exactly. So like nothing is that important where you have to respond within 10 seconds.
It's like not wearing thongs.
Yeah. I will not conform to that.
Do you want to tell everybody what that's about?
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking with some younger friends. And these younger friends, somehow it came up where thongs versus, I think, what are they called? Briefs?
I guess. Non-thongs?
Lady
underwear? Yeah. A full bottom?
A bikini bottom, essentially.
Okay.
But not the recent ones where they're like...
Yeah, not the cheekies.
No.
Like a full booty covering.
Right. Like what you wore growing up, maybe,
yeah.
Before you went into thongs.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so these young friends of mine were saying, somehow it came up, and they're like, ew, you wear thongs? And I was like, exclusively.
Yeah.
Like, every
day. All day, every day. Everything. Yeah.
All the time. Everyone I know. Everybody I'm around. And they're like, so then the gal was like, well, yeah, that's because her generation invented them.
Rude. It's so rude.
I was like, oh, damn. I was like, actually, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Because we grew up conditioned that the worst thing that possibly could happen in your life is panty lines.
Yeah.
Like, we are conditioned.
I know. I am conditioned. I'm like, yeah, those are terrible.
Those are literally the worst.
Uh-huh.
Like, your day's ruined. Go home. Take them off. Do whatever you need to do. But, yeah. I mean, that's how we were raised to believe. Yep. They put the fear of God in us.
I know.
And I will never wear anything else.
Me either.
I don't care if this is my generation. I have to embrace.
I'm embracing it. And you know what? They can't make me change everything about me.
I know. Yeah. I was like, you wear them? She's like, yeah, they're no-show. I was like, I don't trust that.
I don't trust that at all.
Technology, schmechnology.
Yeah, no.
No way.
There still is a difference in layers of fabric.
Right. And if there's volume there,
right?
It's pushing against the fabric to begin with. And a lot of our fabrics are cheap and thin. And you can see, like, it's my hail-damaged ass.
Yeah.
the cellulite.
Maybe if I was in sweatpants, like...
oh, God, no. That would be so uncomfortable.
I know. It would be so uncomfortable.
Not great.
No.
There's never really a great time. So...
Okay. So anyways. Yeah. Side tangent.
Yeah. But it was a good one.
So, yeah. I'm doubting fashion choices of today's young people.
Or I'm just not taking, I'm listening.
Listening, taking a pause.
and acknowledge where they're coming from. And it's like, oh, from your perspective. And I actually walked away saying, you know, you're kind of right. You know, it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that that could be a possibility in my life.
It could be possible. Like, just how you respond to, like, this opportunity that you're in right now. It is possible to change the underwear that you wear.
And your life.
Yeah, and your life.
Change your life and your underwear.
Yep.
No shows. Oh, that's funny. So consistent across the
well, I hope you, like, got something out of that. It was a windy road, but we got there.
We got back.
We got back.
You gotta trust your shepherds over here. Look, we are pulling back on everything. It's coming full circle.
Trust your shepherds, and literally nothing ever turns out how you think it's going to. So just be prepared.
So don't be disappointed.
Yeah, don't be disappointed.
Well, anticipate being disappointed.
Or it's a great surprise. I don't know.
Oh, it's so fired.
Yeah, it's so fired.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. All right. Make sure you share this episode with your friends because I think they need to hear it. And
this one's a good one.
Yep.
I'm going to say we really enjoyed this one.
Yep. And also take us on Instagram because we want to give you a shout out and thank you for spreading our so fired moments.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.